Courage is the measure of our heartfelt participation with life, with another, with a community, a work, a future. But to be courageous is not necessarily to go anywhere or to do anything except to make conscious those things we already feel deeply, and then to live through the unending vulnerabilities of those consequences. I'll read that again. To be courageous is not necessarily to go anywhere or do anything, except to make conscious those things we already feel deeply, and then to live through the unending vulnerabilities of those consequences. To be courageous is to seat our feelings deeply in the body and in the world, to live up to and into the necessities of relationships that often already exist, with things we find we already care deeply about, with a person, a future, a possibility in society, or with an unknown that begs us on and always has begged us on, whether we stay or whether we go. To be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. So at the bottom of your next exhale, release any control on your breath. Bring your hands in front of your heart. This morning, I'll open the practice by chanting the sound of Om. Take a deep inhale. And at the bottom of your next exhale, you can release your hands. You're welcome to either keep your eyes closed, because we're going to take this right into Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. So if it's comfortable, usually we use the right hand. Taking the right hand, the pointer finger and middle finger into the palm, and using the thumb, ring, and pinky right below the bony cartilage of the nose. So just resting the fingers there and inhaling through both nostrils and exhaling out both nostrils. At the bottom of the next exhale, close the right, inhale left. And then close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. And please, so that's one round. Please do 2 more full rounds, beginning with the inhale left. When you finish your next exhale out your left, rest both hands down in your lap. Simply notice. And then we'll go ahead and you can open your eyes. All right, so let's begin. We're going to go ahead and come up to standing. Coming up to standing, you can clear off your mat with your blanket. Set those off to the side. We're going to take a wide stance, so make the feet parallel. If you know you need blocks when you bow forward, bring your blocks over in front of you. Hands are up on the hips. When you're ready, drop back into your breathing, in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. So you're taking another deep inhale, and then with your next exhale, begin to bow forward. Hands are going to come down. Find the ground, either on your blocks or the floor. Can you still use the balanced breath? That balanced inhale and exhale you were doing. Can you balance the weight between the heel and the ball of your foot? And then with your next exhale, walk your hands out towards downward dog arms. Is the weight still balanced between the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot? Even though you reach your arms out forward, you might be up on finger pads, you might be on the palm. Reach from the lower adductor, so right at the inner knee, right above the inner knee, all the way into the heels. I'm going to come a little closer. I'm just going to look, just in case I can see whether your pelvis is level or not. I might give you some information about that. Being in your balanced breathing again. Balanced breath. Yeah. So that looks level, Ellie. Good. Great. All right. That looks really good. So taking one more deep breath in. Let's walk the hands back and place the wrists underneath the shoulders. So you might be on blocks. We're going to take a twist. Hands might be on the ground. And let's take your right hand into the space between the two hands. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to reach all the way from the back of the left shoulder blade all the way into right shoulder blade all the way into the right hand. Twisting. Where's the back of the head? And then with your next exhale, go ahead and release back towards the floor. Switch your hands. You might go ahead and put the right hand up on the hip. Inhale deeply, exhale, reaching all the way into the ground. From the back of the left shoulder blade, along the spine of the scapula, all the way into the hand on the ground, turning. And then we'll exhale, come back to center. One more, arms out, downward dog arms. Then we'll go ahead, walk the hands back. Let's shift them up to your hips. And come all the way up to standing. Turn the right foot out, left foot in. So we're going to take a warrior two. So make the stance long stance. Inhale the arms out when you're ready. And exhale, warrior two. So feeling that connection through both the back heel, the back leg. So from the pelvis, you're reaching all the way into the back foot. And then from the pelvis on the front leg, lengthening out the inner thigh towards the front knee. Let's relax the back arm. Turn the front palm up and inhale to a rising warrior. Exhale, back warrior two. Turn the palms up, inhale, straighten the front leg. And then exhale, spin your feet to the second side. I'm gonna just watch. So you're gonna there you are, you've got the arms back out wide. Long stance. And with the exhale, lengthening out, left inner thigh towards the left inner knee. Yeah. The breath balanced. The breath through the nose, both the inhale, just remembering breath is traveling in. And the breath is traveling out as you connect to your own inner body, your physical body. Yeah. And then when you're ready, relax the back arm, turn the front palm up, inhale, come up, opening through the left side, expanding. Yeah. Exhale back, warrior two. So even as you reach, like there's that tone at the right inner thigh, right above the right knee, the back leg that's toned and strong. And the left inner thigh is lengthening from the pelvis all the way to the left knee. Great. And then let's turn the palms up towards the sky. Straighten both legs. Great. And make the feet parallel again. And then take a wide-legged forward fold when you're ready. bowing back down to the ground. Hands are gonna come down. You're gonna walk the hands back out again, downward dog arms, feet are parallel. And the weight is balanced between the heel and the ball of the foot. Yeah. And you might, Colleen, just the smallest amount, shift the weight a little back toward the heels. Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's it. Good. Yeah. So in this, that looks great, Ingrid. I love the alignment between the outer hip and the ankle and the length as you reach forward. You really reach forward, and you might even, Ingrid, you might want to lift the wrist from the ground and make a little cup with your hands. There, now let the head, the ears come between your arms and lengthen your spine. So this, when the arms are outstretched, we've got, think of the downward dog in the upper body where you're really working on having the spine be long. And it takes some strength to lift still as the shoulder blades meet the front of the scapula, right? Alrighty, great. And then walk the hands back, shift them up to your hips, and come all the way back up to standing. All right, good. And go ahead and let's step your feet back together. And inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart. And again, 2 more times. With your inhale, lift your arms. The exhale, the hands come back into Anjali Mudra. One more time. Inhale deeply in through the nose. The exhale back out the nose. And mountain pose. Let both arms dangle. You can shine the palms forward. And bring some awareness into the back of the body. So where is the base of your skull? Can you feel like the full circumference of the outer heel, both the inner and outer heel? Yeah. All right, great. And then let that go. Good. Okay, let's grab our blocks. We're going to take triangle pose. So triangle pose, the feet are a little, not quite as wide as they are when you're in warrior 2. So we're going to take triangle to your right. So you'll turn right foot out and take the left heel back slightly. Take 1 or 2 blocks at the outer shin. And sit. Milo, is something happening? Yeah. Okay. Ready? Let's inhale, take the arms out. Both legs are going to be straight. And exhale. So the pelvis starts pointing towards the back foot. We'll take the left hand on the hip, right hand down to a block at the outside of that shin. And when you're ready, lifting the left arm up. So just notice the weight in the front foot. Is the weight balanced, or is most of the weight at the outer heel? Balance the weight. Turn the rib cage, maybe the gaze. And then we're going to inhale, come up. And turning the other way. Inhale the arms out. Second side, exhale, triangle. So as you come down, you're lengthening out the left inner thigh. Do you think, I don't know, Jackie, I can't see the feet, but I'm just curious if you took a little wider stance, what that might look like. Just trying it on anyway. Good. You're lengthening out, left inner thigh. Is the left leg straight? Is your left leg straight? Are you really strong through the whole left leg? Hey, kitty. I saw the kitty cat. Good. Beautiful. That's it. So the torso turns and you might have the arm raised. Awesome. Great. Back of the neck is long. And this is where you really have to work with what's the comfort of your own neck, whether you've got, how you've got the head positioned. But just pay attention to where's C7, where's the base of the skull. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and come up. Exhale, release the arms, step the feet back together. I love seeing that kitty rolling around there. Good. All right, whoops, let me just do this. Okay, so there you are. Inhale, lift both arms up to the ceiling again. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. And 2 more times. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, the hands in front of the heart. Once more. Take your time, follow your breath. Release both arms. Great. Step the feet wide. Side angle pose. Right foot out, left foot in. Block at that outer right shin. This probably, if I had to pick one yoga pose, this might be the one I would choose. So, opening the side body. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, side angle. So if you want to take the back hand on the hip to start, that's okay. It's because I think I love this pose because the side body, we so often don't get the opportunity to really open through the sides of that rib cage. So when you reach from the crest of the pelvis to the outer heel of your back leg. And then again, from the crest of the pelvis, can you put the felt sense right at that space between the soft tissue, the muscle, and the bone of the pelvis? How can you make space right in there? And then we'll inhale, come up. Spin the feet the other way, move the prop. Second side. Can you put your felt sense, your kinesthetic awareness at that space? We've palpated the crest of the pelvis. Now you're going to put your felt sense awareness there. And can you create space at the crest of the pelvis on the right, all the way to the right heel? And you might, Jackie, you might go longer, go a little longer. Feet a little farther apart. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really opening that up. So the left shin is forward, left knee's bent. Right, so the left leg. Nice. Yeah. Good. And then inhale, go ahead and come all the way back up. And then we'll turn the feet, make them parallel. And let's go ahead and step the feet back together. Stand in mountain pose. Draw back into the presence of the breath. Can you make your breath smooth and balanced? And then let that go. Yes. Shift the weight into the right for tree pose, for Shodhana. Shift the weight to the right. And remembering that we're drawing in the right outer hip, toning the left inner thigh, and then you'll bring your left foot up. Wherever's comfortable. It could be on the right inner shin, might bridge the knee. Arms in any position. Can you lengthen through the side body? The gaze. Can you take the gaze straight ahead? And then we'll release. And then second side, shifting the weight. Outer hip, inner thigh. When you're ready, releasing that, stepping back down. Again, mountain pose. Okay, let that go. So always, I mean, you all are like, you've been practicing for like years. Keeping practicing and always going back to like the refuge of the breath. I mean, all the lengthening, but always back to the breathing, always back to the breathing. No matter what's happening, you know, what you're getting ready to do, it's always back to where's my breath. We're going to take a revolved side angle, Paprika. So if you'll bring both of your blocks, you could either go elbow sideways, figure out what's straight in this room. Okay, so standing facing your blocks on your mat. Let's inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back. So blocks are framing the front foot. Blocks are framing the front foot. So you stepped your left foot back, so the blocks are framing the right foot, little toe and big toe. Back heel lifted. And then from the left inner thigh, just tone the left inner thigh all the way. So feel that wrapping of the left inner thigh to the left inseam of the leg. You're going to take, you might take right hand up on the hip. And now you're going to start turning to the right, turning toward the bent knee. So from the left inner thigh all the way up. Where's the base of the skull? And you might take the right arm, you could drop it down or take it up and over. Revolved, Parsvakonasana. And then turning back towards the ground. Move that left block out of the way. Let's step forward. Right foot back. And we'll scoot that right block closer to the left big toe. Right inner thighs tone. I'm thinking about it lengthening all the way up through the front of my spine. As you begin turning to the left, where's the base of your skull as well as you're turning? Good. Good, yeah. And you might even, Lois, you might bring your block a little closer to your left foot so that that turn will become even a little, yeah, keep going, keep going. Great. Yeah. Good, good. And then exhale, release, step back, downward facing dog. You can have hands either on blocks or the ground. Let's inhale to plank. How's the breath? What's the quality of your breath in your plank pose? Is the rib cage meeting the front of the shoulder blades? We go back, downward facing dog or puppy. Actively reaching toward the hands. Rib cage toward the pelvis. Let's inhale forward again to plank. And point the toes of the right foot. And the right foot down. Let's point the toes of the left. Left foot down. We'll lower both knees. Exhale, let's bring the chest down. Forehead down. So you might feel the tops of the feet, tops of the thighs. And let's inhale into a Cobra Pose. Are you able to isometrically pull the hands back? Lift at the top of the breastbone. Your exhale, lower. Inhale, all fours. And exhale, child's pose. You can walk the hands back or whatever you need in order to just support the forehead. Excellent, great. And then come to all fours. Or, if use your judgment. What about the wrists? How does this feel? Let's take, if you're on all fours, let's go ahead. Right leg straight back. You can tuck the toes under. Left arm forward. Now pick up the right leg. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, lower. Right knee, left hand. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, other side. Lower. If you're on all fours, there you are. Inhale deeply, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, lower the chest. Lower the chest down. Come all the way to the floor. Draw the hands back so they're along the side body. So, like Lise, or people with wrist problems, I'd just come to the forearms and take Sphinx pose. The rest of us are going to take Cobra Pose. Lift from the chest. So rather than pushing into your hands, lift that top of the breastbone. You've got this. You are all very aware of your body. It's going to serve you very well. Exhale, lower. And let's take the hands now, slide them forward, take the right hand on top of the left, and resting either the forehead or the chin on the back of the hands. And just taking some deep breaths. 6 deep breaths. And go ahead and take one more full breath in that. And notice, where is the breath? If you haven't already, where is the breath moving in your body? And then come up to your forearms. You're going to take elbows underneath the shoulders, palms on the ground, back of the neck. So right now, keeping the back of the neck long. So the gaze might be somewhere either between like index fingers and thumb. And notice where you feel the breath moving in your body right now. So you might notice that the breath is a little higher than it was when you were down with the elbows wide all the way down, that the breath was a little lower then. And when you came up on forearms, it's a little higher. It's still diaphragmatic breathing. It's still low in the body. These two poses are still the go-to place for any sort of anxiety. With deep awareness and deep breathing through the nose. And we don't have to use a lot of effort when we're just doing these as a breathing practice. If we turn this into a full-on Sphinx pose, we're going to press more firmly into the forearms now and tone the deep belly. So right between the pubic bone and those two hip points, lift the belly from the ground. What happens at the lumbar spine when you do that? And then start to lift the top of the breastbone. So this is much more active. And if you have issues with the elbows, make sure the weight is in the widest part of the forearm, not on the elbow points. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, go ahead, take the elbows wide and rest back down. Right hand on top of left, forehead or chin on the back of the hands. 6 full breaths. And then at the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and slide the hands back. Inhale deeply, exhale, press yourself to all fours. Great, and then we'll go to child's pose. And then walk the hands back. Okay, let's take one of your blankets. Blanket. And let's see, let me see what time. I don't have my little clock here. What time I have? Time's going to where we're at. Okay. So now let's take your blanket and you're gonna sit on it. So fold it in a way, let's see. I like, for this blanket, I'm gonna fold it into thirds. Some of you might just fold it into have, this blanket's a little thinner, so I like to have a little more height. And I'm gonna make it a little bit, I'm gonna take Janu Shasana, so I'm gonna make it into where I sit on the point. All right, like that. We'll sit up there. And let's take right leg out, left knee bent. If your knee is okay with that, you might want, if the knee that's bent and it's off at an oblique angle, if your hip is okay with that. If this knee isn't comfortable, put a pillow under it, put a block under it, put something under it so you've got that sort of support. All right, so you've got the right leg out, the left knee bent, and there's a big opening between the legs. And let's take your right arm and start to walk it down onto just a little bit on the inside of the straight leg. It could be on the floor. I am going to keep the back of my neck long. I think I like this as well because, again, as I'm coming over this straight leg, whatever amount, I'm going to let my sit bone of the bent knee lighten. So most of my weight is going to be at the straight leg sit bone. And then let's take the left arm. Can you remember in side angle how that shoulder blade wraps around the rib cage? So again, the sit bone of the bent knee is not grounded. It's lifted up. And I'm going back into that space. Can you go into the space at the top of the pelvis on your bent knee side? Between that and the soft tissue. And can you also remember that shoulder blade, as it wrapped around your rib cage, can it reach to the upper arm of the overhead arm? And then we're going to inhale, come up. All right, take your hand on your knee, lift that leg, straighten that knee. I know it goes, really.
Are we facing our outstretched leg?
We were not facing it really.
We're
We're turned a little bit.
all right.
So on the second side, you're gonna lift, support that leg. We've got more of an oblique angle between the legs. If I was more with one leg straight out in front of me and my bent knee foot meeting the inner thigh, then I'm gonna come forward. But with the revolved, I'm gonna take the leg as far out as the hips will let it. And it's kind of the 45 degree. I'm not gonna be, if I completely turn, like right now, if you take your one hand down on the inside of the straight leg, if I completely try to turn my chest all the way, I'm pretty much, there's a lot more limitation. I can't go down any farther. So there's this little fine line, it has to do with the straight leg hip. Whoa, if you just allow your torso to revolve around that hip joint a little, there's going to be a little opening. And that's the design of the joint. How amazing, right? So that I'm kind of more at an angle. And it almost looks like my chest is probably turned, but I'm not turned all the way to the straight leg. I'm a little up to the side. Then when I add the arm overhead by my ear, there's the, I reach another place where I'm like, okay, here I am. But then, Nancy, like then what happens? I take that shoulder blade of the lifted arm and I start to really reach it towards the upper arm. And then I really feel my sit bone getting lighter. I'm gonna let my front arm elbow bend a little. I know this room is a little, it's just got such dark walls and dark wood and all that dark. I should be wearing white or something. But I probably don't even have any white. And then I just keep reaching. So from the crest of the pelvis on that bent knee side, even though your sit bone on that side is lifted, if you go to that space between the crest of the pelvis and all the way up along those ribs, yeah. Let's see if I can give you any. Keep lengthening. Let the sit bone be lighter and lighter on the right. Let the sit bone keep lightening up. Yeah. If I was to come to you right now, Anne, I would put my right hand right at your right shoulder blade and I would hug it around your rib cage. And yes. And then I would say to myself, I would go, Anne, can you keep reaching up along that whole right side from the crest of the pelvis on the right rib, like that. There you go. Keep going. Keep going, Anne. You got it. Yeah. See, because it's just like millimeter by millimeter, right? There's this little bit. Yeah. And you, yeah, great. This is so nice. All right. Beautiful. Come on up. Right. Did you felt that though, Anne? You felt that? Yeah. Yeah. Even though just those little bits. Good. And then we're going to take 2 straight legs, please. Both legs straight. That looks so beautiful on all of you. We'll get both legs straight and get those legs some love. Thank you, knees. Thank you, knees, for doing all this work. Okay. Beautiful job with that. Okay. Let's take, let's come down to a supported Supta Padangusthasana. So but let's do it in the way, I think we did this a few weeks ago, where, I'm gonna move this blue mat because that might not really be helping you see. You're gonna take one of your blankets and you're gonna fold it. I'm gonna go lengthwise. And I'm gonna take another blanket on top of that one. Same thing, same fold. So now, and I have, the rolled ends are gonna be towards my body. Then I'm gonna take, wonder if I go, which direction? These 2 blankets, I'm gonna take them a little bit at an angle. A little bit at an angle. I got my strap. And you're going to lie on your back. And I'm going to scoot these 2 blankets to go right up so that my right greater trochanter, that right outer hip, is just above the blankets. So my pelvis is on the ground. And I've got these blankets snugged in so that the right outer hip is going to have a little shelf. I'm going to take my strap. I'm going to bring the right knee up. The strap is going to go in front of the right heel. Left leg straight. Okay, let's meet up here. Let's meet up with right leg straight, strap over the right heel, left leg long. And you'll, even with the leg straight, you're going to feel just a little support under this right outer hip. So and then you're going to take the strap, both ends of it, into the right hand and left arm out to the side. So I am strongly reaching out my left leg that's on the ground. I'm straightening the right knee. No matter how much strap I need to give myself, I'd like my right leg to be straight. Left arm out to the side. Deep breath in. And then with the exhale, take the right leg toward the right. I'm hoping you feel, sometimes I like, if I had a bolster here, I'd have a bolster at my right outer hip. It's like, there's my right outer thigh is on top of the support of this blanket so that the pelvis is staying level. And keeping the pelvis level so that this movement is really more about the hip and the leg. And with the next inhale, I'm going to come back up to vertical. Leg goes back to vertical. Left hand on the strap, right arm out. Deep inhale, and with the exhale, bring the right leg. It doesn't have to go far. I don't want the right side of the sacrum to be away from the floor. I want the right side of the sacrum to stay on the ground. So, for example, on the long 2-day ride I did through with my niece and one of my sisters through Yellowstone, she's having knee problems. So this was my, I told her, do this every day. I said, for like, just keep doing this every single day, because it doesn't matter where you feel this stretch. You don't need to feel it in the knee. But feeling it, you might feel it somewhere in the outside of the right leg. You might feel it at that calf, at the outer right calf, or maybe you feel it up at the outer right hip. It's still affecting what's happening at the knee itself. Not that that's where the stretch is, but it does help the health of your knee. And her knee did feel better, and I'm hoping she's back in Helena, Montana now, but hopefully she's still doing things. And then we're going to go back to vertical, bend your knee, take the strap off, and either turn your body around so you've got that, or move your prop kind of at a little bit of an angle. Come down on your back and get ready for your second side. I'm going to come over and see if I can tell you. So make your stack high enough so that it's really assisting you. Sometimes you need, some of us need more pillow, more bolster, more, more something. When you're ready, go ahead and bring the left knee up and take the strap over the heel of the left foot. I use the heel rather than the ball, and that's just because I really want to communicate through that whole back line of the leg. So with your left leg now up, no micro bending in the left knee, the leg straight. Open the back of the left knee joint. We don't want any chronically tiny bends at the back of the knee, because that also affects the health of the knee. So left leg is straight. And then we'll take both ends of the strap in the left hand, right arm out to the side. Again, left leg straight. And then start to take the left leg, so you feel the left outer hip supported, and the left foot maybe comes a little closer toward, the shoulder or face or something like that. I love the support under that left outer hip. I just really enjoy feeling that. Good. And then let's go back to vertical again. You can take both hands to the strap, and again, just check and see, do you have your knee bent or is it straight? And some of us have to even figure out what is straight. Then we'll take the strap in your right arm, left arm out to the side. And you just take the left leg, and it might just come toward midline. It doesn't need to go far. We're hoping to create tissue change. Tissue changing. So we don't need the most extreme sensation. But again, the left side of the pelvis is grounded. The left side of the sacrum, sorry. Left side of the sacrum is grounded. Then we're going to inhale back to vertical. Take the strap off. Move your prop off to one side. Both feet on the ground. Let's bring both knees up, and let's just grab onto the shins, knees wide apart. I don't have my feet actually touching each other. I have my feet a few inches away from each other. And then let's bring the knees back toward each other. Take your hands behind your thighs. Just resting there on your back of the head. If you need a little support under the back of the head, give yourself that. And then let's switch the hands to be on the knees. Inhale, we'll take the knees and arm length away. Exhale, hug them in. Inhale them away. Exhale, hug them in. You can make yourself into a little ball. One more. And then we're going to come to Shavasana, resting. Courage is the measure of our heartfelt participation with life, with another, with a community, a work, a future. To be courageous is not necessarily to go anywhere or do anything except to make conscious those things we already feel deeply, and then to live through the unending vulnerabilities of those consequences. To be courageous is to seat our feelings deeply in the body and in the world, to live up to and into the necessities of relationships that often already exist, with things we find we already care deeply about, with a person, a future, a possibility in society, or with an unknown that begs us on and always has begged us on. Whether we stay or whether we go, to be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. You're welcome to allow your breath to deepen. To awaken your body to movement. Make a mindful transition over to one side. Pause. And use the support of your arms to press yourself back to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. As you connect your hands, your heart, yourself, it's deepening your own awareness, your courage, namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording.